What's up, everybody? Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Next! A safe space for millennial sports fans like myself. Here, we give our most fearless responses to Jason Marcellus' takes. I'm your favorite social media manager, Darnell Smith. Y'all already know who I'm with. I ain't even got to introduce him, but I'm going to say it anyway. We got Shayna Calandro, a.k.a. Shay, live in the building. What's going on, Shay?
What's up? So glad to be here again, as always.
Yep. And we got my two-time All-American Baylor hooper, Nina Davis. What's going on, Miss Davis?
Keep spicing it up every show.
A little black pepper into a little seasoned salt.
You know this.
Man, we're going to get straight to it, y'all, man, with some NCAA football, basketball, every sport, man. My man Reggie Bush brought the fire yesterday. If you guys haven't heard, NCAA is now in the process of allowing athletes to make profit off their image, likeness, etc. And Reggie had a strong opinion on it. Check this out.
In what other form of work can a company say, we're gonna sell your likeness, we're gonna put you on TV commercials, t-shirts, books, toys, hats, jerseys.
Oh, and by the way,
Ben,
you can't do it.
and you can't even get it because you're gonna get a big old scholarship, right? But a scholarship, a big old scholarship, right? We're gonna give you a scholarship, right? But a scholarship that can also be bought.
Woo, Reggie. I like what you're saying, big fella, but I'm gonna toss this to our All-American two-time. Nina, how you feel about what Reggie just said?
I feel amazing.
You feel amazing. Why?
I feel amazing. I agree with Reggie. I think athletes should be getting paid. Okay, so look. I went to the best school in the country. That's Baylor.
Give or take.
Just throw that out there in the air. But it's just a simple fact that about my sophomore or junior year, it was the most humbling, amazing feeling ever when I started to see my jersey in the crowd. And so you're starting to see fans wearing your jersey. You're starting to see fat heads. At one point, I had billboards on the side of the highways, and it was amazing. It's a blessing. But at the same time, it would have been more amazing if I could get paid for it. Like, it's my face, it's my talents, and it's a humbling thing, but at the end of the day, they're using your likeness to get paid. And so you have to understand that Zion Williams was one of the biggest social stars to just come out. Do you know that he would have been a millionaire before he even went to the NBA if he could have made money off of his name? Like, you have diehard fans where if they see your picture on the outside of a restaurant, they will go in that restaurant and eat there just because of the simple fact that Darnell Smith ate there, so I want to eat where Darnell eats at. So the restaurant's making money as well. So let's know jerseys, it's just so many ways that they use your image, and it's like, oh, that's amazing to see my face on the bulletin board at a count.
Right.
But I don't see any of that money. It's just like, oh, they can just use my face and do whatever they want, and that's not right. So in all seriousness, I only used 4 years of college, so I think I can use a 5th year. So NCAA, I'm available. I would love to get paid. So yeah.
Check. Nah, I'm with you. Listen, I wasn't on no billboards myself. I went to Ball State. Was an all-conference player myself though. So I had a little cachet in Muncie, Indiana. And I'm with Reggie 100%, man. The NCAA believes that $80,000, $100,000, whatever the cost of the scholarship is, that's enough. And don't get me wrong. Listen, I grew up broke. I'm gonna be real. So like, thinking about college and going to college for a long part of my life, that wasn't a realistic thing to me. So the scholarship means a lot, and I'm not trying to belittle that at all. But if we deserve more, then I want that. Like if a fan watches me play and they love what I do on the field and they want to take me out to dinner, if they want to buy me some clothes, buy me whatever, why can't I get that?
Exactly.
Why, it has nothing to do with you or anybody else. Of what I get. So I'm with Reggie 100%, man. They making money off us, but we can't make money off ourselves. It makes no sense.
I agree. I mean, I didn't play in college. I covered college athletics while I was there at Howard University, which actually is the best university in the country.
Books-wise.
HBCUs, but no, I think it's definitely important that the athletes do get paid. It's like another job. You guys aren't even allowed to do anything outside of athletics and academics. So if you can't get a part-time job, I worked 2 jobs in college to pay my tuition. So
you was working harder than
us. If you guys can't, get money elsewhere, and like you said, a lot of these athletes don't have money, or their parents don't have enough money to send them extra money.
Exactly.
So if you're making the school billions, as Reggie showed on the show, like billions of dollars.
With a B.
Capital.
You guys should get compensated for that. And I love that the NCAA is going in the right direction of trying to make that happen, especially here in California.
I agree with y'all 100%, man. But listen, Reggie wasn't the only person who had a hot take during the discussion. Our guy, Big Whitlock, he brought some heat to the discussion as well, man. Check this out.
None of this is coming out of the NCAA's pocket. Y'all want to make money on the side? Go ahead. We get to keep our billions. That's all this is about. It's protecting the NCAA and their money and taking the money from football and basketball and spending it on athletes who don't play football and basketball, don't look like the players that play football and basketball. It's a gimmick. It's the okay. I don't think it's the solution.
Ooh, wait, that man preaching, man. But Nina, do you agree with our big dog Whitlock?
So I agree halfway with Whitlock. It's one of those type things.
Right.
So I don't feel that the NCAA is getting let off, but I do feel that the NCAA should have to pay money as well. I'm going to go with the take where I feel the NCAA should be giving up some of that money that we're making off our face and our talents once again. But I also feel that you should be able to also make the money on the side off of other companies or other shoe companies or restaurants or whoever else is using your image. So to be honest, because athletes are so big and now with social media and everything, I feel like you should be able to make money from both sides. So I feel like the NCAA needs to step up and pay you, but also we should keep moving forward with you being able to make money on the side as well.
I agree. Listen, I agree with Whitlock 100%. Shay, like you said on the last part, the NCAA is making billions of dollars. The head coaches of most teams are making millions of dollars. And the engine that's carrying this whole entire thing, the athletes, ain't getting nothing. We getting left with scraps, and it makes no sense at all. Like, to me, look, the NCAA should be cutting these athletes a check every single month. And like you just said, Nina, we should also be allowed to get paid for your likeness, your image, and whatever else. It should be money all across the board. What the NCAA is doing right now is like, let's say Shay owe me $100. She somehow convinces Nina to pay me, but you only give me 20.
Right.
It's like, hold on. First of all, I need all my bread, all my chips with dip, and I want it from the person, the entity who owes me. And right now, NCAA is trying to use this. I agree 100% with Locke. They're using this as a way to get off the hook, and I don't like it.
I kind of disagree. Mostly because, I'm a little on board with Nina as far as like, half and half, but I'll take my stance disagreeing. I think it's more so like not letting the NCAA off the hook, but pushing them to have to do something in the future. This is exploiting the NCAA basically by saying like you have to pay these guys for their likeness and their image at the very least. But I think that's also a harder process for the NCAA to kind of manage because you have the Zion Williamsons, but then you have the guy at the end of the bench. Are they making the same money every month? Because that's not fair either. Right. So with this being the first move, I think this is perfect because the guy at the end of the bench might have 1 million followers just because he goes to Duke. So he can now partner with companies. He can post on Instagram and get paid for that. He could start his own YouTube channel. He can start his own apparel line. He can make some money too, where these other guys are still going to be making more, but this is another outlet for the other athletes that put in work too.
Nah, I agree with that 100%. My last little thing, wrap this up. My only concern is that NCAA, this rule is going to pass, and players are going to start getting money from their image and their likeness, and they're going to say, well, that's enough.
And the NCAA is going to get away.
Yeah, we gave you a rule. Here, you're getting paid now, something. Take that. You got your scholarship. You're good to go. And that's my only concern there. But anyway, y'all, let's move on to the NFL, where my man Stank, Mark Slayer, had a strong opinion on OBJ handing over his GOAT cleats to Tom Brady after their loss. Check this out.
Here you got Odell Beckham Jr. saying, I'm not the GOAT that Tom Brady is, but here's a GOAT shoe. Like, are you really? You're not the GOAT that he is? You think? Like, I hope Tom Brady took that GOAT shoe and just threw it in the trash when he went in the locker room. Like, what the hell do I need with a goat hair shoe?
Ooh, all right, Stank. That's that Stank what you just said about OBJ, man. But listen, I'm gonna toss this grenade to you, Shay. What you think about what Mark just said?
I have to disagree a little bit because I think it was coming from a genuine place. He's probably a big fan of Brady before he got into the NFL, and now he's one of the top wide receivers in the game, considers himself a GOAT, because, that term's a little loosely used now.
Everybody goes.
So I think it was cool, and I also think Brady thought it was cool. He was like, my kids love him. I appreciate it. Nobody's ever done anything like that for me before. So I had no problem with this. And it was after the game. He was just paying homage to somebody he looked up to, somebody that we all know is the GOAT.
All right. I don't know if we all know, but Nina, what you think about what Mark just said?
I have to agree with him. I'm sorry. When I'm in my zone and when it's season, I'm focused on my season.
Right.
When it's a game, I'm not focused on making GOAT shoes for the GOAT. And don't get me wrong, Tom Brady, you are the GOAT. However, maybe I would have waited to the end of the season to maybe give him this gift. It kind of reminds me of the movie Like Mike, when Bow Wow goes up to the guy and he's like, oh, can I have your autograph before the game?
Right.
Or after the game or whenever the case is. And they like, players don't ask other players for autographs. That's kind of just like a golden rule that we had where you just can't be fangirling, fanguying over anybody. Right. So we all have people that we look up to and who we think are the GOATs. But during the season, I need to be focused. We're trying to win games, not creating shoes or getting my designer or whoever else to give him GOAT shoes.
No, I'm with you too, man. I'm sorry, Chef.
It's not the same as exchanging jerseys after the game.
That's a little different though.
Like, it's kind of the same.
But your jersey's already on, you know?
His shoes were already on.
No, like he had to get your shoes created. Your jersey's already kind of made, you know? He had to put extra effort into it.
The same way he got extra effort in his watch or his pants that didn't go over his knees. Like, that's him. That's a regular thing for OBJ.
That's fair. It's all branding. It's all branding. And Schlereth did go a little hard at him. But overall, I do agree with Mark. It's like, where's your focus at, OBJ? Like, I know it seems petty. It seems like a little thing, some shoes. But he even said it before the game that he was going to do it. So, in my head, he woke up that morning, had his jersey and laid over the bed.
About Tom Brady.
He had the GOAT piece on the floor. I'm going to kill him the moment I get to Brady. And it's like,
right.
Come on, man. And then I took an L, and he ain't been balling this season. It's just a bad look, OBJ. Like, when I was an athlete at Ball State, every detail matters. Our strength coach, real quick story, our strength coach, Dave Philly, before a workout, if he came out to the field and we wasn't standing perfectly behind the line, shoes tied up, shirt perfectly tucked in, we all running. And you might think of it like, that's petty. That's not that big of a deal. But in football, all the little things matter, even something like this. So, I'm sorry, Shay. But
we can agree to disagree.
We still love you though.
We still love you,
though.
But all right, y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the SFY Kickback topic of the day. This is a discussion. You with your homeboys, with your homegirls. This is a conversation you gotta have. Our guy Whitlock with another relationship analogy. Man, just take a listen.
In the 7th grade, I fell in love with a girl, Janice Toe. I never pulled the trigger because it would have pissed my dad all the way off. I'm not gonna give you the full explanation, but you can figure it out.
Oh yeah, we did.
Why do I bring this up today? Because last week, I let fear convince me to swear off betting against Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and the New England Patriots. I think Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens are gonna put it on the Patriots this Sunday night.
Come on, big dog. We done told you time after time, and you betting against the Patriots again? Come on, man. But listen, we ain't even gonna focus on that right now. Let's focus on your relationship analogy. Listen, I personally, y'all know, I've been with my now fiance since junior year of high school, so I ain't really been out in the streets. Yeah, Chanel, I love you, baby. So I ain't really been out there dating like that. So even my little middle school relationships and early high school relationships, I kept them away from the crib. Mom and Deuce ain't never met him, so
don't even count.
I ain't even they count. Don't give me that. Still relationship. Don't do me like
your
that.
Your mom was dropping you off at school. She knew you had a girlfriend.
Oh man,
she
listen.
knew who she was.
Y'all know how black mamas are, especially they even though I bring them home, she heard me on them phones. Who that fast tail girl you on the phone with, Darnell? So she probably knew, but I ain't bring them home, so I don't know.
You know, I kind of agree with that a little bit. In 7th grade relationships, first off, it don't really count. I'm sorry to all the people that I dated in middle school. It didn't really count, but I loved you hard then. But my parents didn't even know. I wasn't even allowed to date in middle school. So, of course, my parents couldn't disapprove because I wasn't even allowed to date. So I was sneaking around, thought I was doing something. They probably still knew because parents know everything. But honestly, if my parents didn't approve of someone, then it's probably a no for me as well. Like, I can't imagine getting married to someone and you don't have, like, approval from my parents. So just know that if you meet my parents or if you've met my parents, then you must be somebody special.
That's deep. That's deep.
True.
Poetry, sorry.
I've got a different story. I really didn't start dating till 7th grade anyways.
Until 7th grade?
Well, I think before 6th grade, I probably wasn't even looking at boys. Like, I think 7th grade I started looking at boys. But those were like sticking around. And then I had 2 boyfriends throughout high school and college that I introduced to my parents. They hated both of them, and they should have because I should have listened to them then. But I think also it's good to like let your kids make their own mistakes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't really big for me that my parents didn't approve of them then. But now, you know, you have to get the stamp of approval. So luckily, my boyfriend already got us. So, you know.
Hey, my mama love my fiance, so we good to go. But hey, anyway, y'all, look, that's all we got today. Be sure to tune in and speak for yourself Monday through Friday on FS1 to support our guys, Whitlock and Marcellus, because they're the reason we got next. Be sure to follow us on YouTube to catch all new episodes. I'm gonna talk to my girl right now.
Hey, let's go, Cake.
Peace out.